even start with this game? It's like the more time I put into XDefiant, the less I actually like it. And I'm not really sure why that is. It might be because literally every single aspect of this game just feels like a slightly worse version of Call of Duty. And I know you can tell going in that this game was obviously very clearly designed by a board of directors wearing suits who are all like, wow, the kids love Call of Duty, we need our own Call of Duty because we're Ubisoft and we need a success story. And obviously you can feel that in every single aspect of the gameplay, everything about the design, everything about the maps, everything about the loadouts, every single thing that's going on feels like a very cheap, ripped-off version of Call of Duty. And that's what it feels like to play. It feels like you're playing a free version of Call of Duty that's just not as good. And that's really what it is. And I didn't want to hate the game. I don't even hate the game. That's the thing about it. I actually feel like this game has a lot of potential. It's just that they're doing a lot of very basic things wrong. Some of it comes down to the poorly made maps. A lot of it comes down to just that sometimes the bullets feel like you're hitting the guy and then they're not actually hitting the guy and then somehow you die even though you're behind a wall. And then it also feels like the bullets are slow, like they come out of your gun slow. So you always kind of feel like you're shooting in a trail for some reason. And it's also just like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel really smooth. And that's probably because, you know, the servers are not great and that the actual like bullet lag and stuff just doesn't feel great. And that might come with a lot of fixes. Maybe they'll get to that and they'll make the game better. You can only really hope that they do, because I think that with XDefiant, Ubisoft has really good framework set up to actually make something successful. And yeah, people are going to play it because it's free, and people want to play Call of Duty, they just don't really want to pay, and that a lot of them don't want to play Warzone, they just want to play the normal team deathmatch or whatever. And this is a good alternative to that. It's just that it's a good alternative. It's not a great alternative. And that's really the main problem here. Ubisoft has a long history of making 7 out of 10s. And you guys might think that's totally crazy. Maybe Far Cry is your favorite game ever made, and maybe you think Assassin's Creed is the greatest gift that gamers have been given. But I'll tell you straight up, Ubisoft is not very good at making games. They're good at making fine games. Games that you'll have fun with and that you'll put down and that you'll probably never really think about again unless you're really talking about Splinter Cell, because obviously Splinter Cell, amazing. The Division 1, amazing. But beyond that, Ubisoft has been known to basically make mediocre crap. And that's what this game kind of feels like. And it sucks to say, because I did have a lot of hope in XDefiant. I really thought that I would jump into the game and I would have a great time and that they would improve a lot of things from the beta and the game would just feel tight and fast-paced and just fun to shoot guys. And instead, it kind of feels like not that. Shooting doesn't feel good. The maps don't feel good. I have no interest in these character designs. Yeah, sure, they're based off famous Ubisoft titles, but I don't really have attachment to those titles because I don't think Ubisoft is very good. It's a problem, because it obviously seems like they're trying to go for a mix of Call of Duty and like the hero shooter here. And it's obvious when you play the game, and when you play the game, you'll see exactly what I mean, that it just doesn't feel very good. This is literally Call of Duty at home. It's like they copied Call of Duty's homework, and they changed things to make it not exactly the same, but it's like every single thing they changed made it less good. It's like they took Call of Duty's recipe, and they forgot the main ingredient: fun. This game is missing the Call of Duty fun. I could jump into Call of Duty and play round after round after round and have a great time. Even if I'm dying and playing like an idiot, I'll still have a great time. And with this game, I'm destroying everybody, I'm shooting everyone, but it just feels like I'm doing it for no reason almost. And that kind of feels like with a lot of Ubisoft games, where it feels like I'm playing them for no reason, and that I'm just going through a checklist, I'm just going through the motions, and that everything just feels bland. And that's kind of Ubisoft's motto, is to make bland games that are just generally appealing to everyone, but they don't push any boundaries, they don't do anything crazy, they don't make you feel like, holy, this is the game I gotta play. It just feels like I should be playing Call of Duty instead. And honestly, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I think it's a game worth checking out, but I don't think it's a game that's gonna be around for very long. XDefiant is not a Call of Duty killer. Ooh.